I want to talk about the to-do app Ticktick. There's a lot of videos out there that kind of go over the overview and all the different features. It can be really powerful, but I use it for a couple of main things. Two main things that I use it for with my flavor of ADHD. So if you have a similar type, which I think you'll figure out pretty quick as we go along, then this might be a good app for you. I got this app in December of 2023, and the only reason that I got this app over other to-do apps was because I was looking specifically for something that would work with this smartwatch and that I could check off to-do items. I mostly got it because I wanted to have a habit tracker, and so I wanted to be able to have habits ding me that I could quickly say, okay, I did this. I drank a glass of water, I stretched, I did 5 minutes of meditation. I don't use it that way anymore. In fact, making this video just inspired me to charge this smartwatch after months of not using the smartwatch at all. But my usage of this app has evolved over time, and I use it almost every single day in these two very specific ways. I use other areas that I'll touch on, but mostly I just wanted to talk about if you work a lot at your computer, these might be things that work well for you. So I spend all day at my desk Monday through Friday. And then this is the biggest window that I look at most of the time, and it's my calendar. And the reason that I started using the calendar window so much was because my Outlook calendar had started deleting meetings from my calendar, and I knew that I had a meeting, but I wasn't able to find it, and it just kind of tripped me up a few times. So I would go to this calendar, it'd be in this calendar, and then pretty soon this kind of became my default calendar. I still look at my Outlook a lot, but I tend to check with this one to make sure that I'm not missing any meetings that Outlook may have deleted. Now, because I started looking at this the calendar this way so much, I started to use these up here, and this is my quick go-to adding to-do items. I used to use sticky notes a lot. They'd be all over my desk, and it was not terribly organized, but they were there and I'd come across them, and hopefully the deadline hadn't passed if it had a deadline. But this is way better. I really, really appreciate how quick it is to add something into my to-do list, and it can be while I'm sitting at my desk, or it can be on my phone, because I also have this on my phone. Obviously, that's where it started, because my phone had to connect to my watch in order for me to click and track my habits. So this is my third time trying to record this. First time, it was too long. Second time, the file was unsupported. I don't know. Anyway, so this is what I made the first time, was a add a to-do generic to-do list. Now, what I like about this is because I can quickly come in and then I can just make a note. And that's it. It's added to my day. Now, this is something that I can say, okay, well, I'm not going to get to this, so I'll put it to tomorrow. Or if I'm not going to get to it tomorrow, I'll say, okay, next week on the 3rd, so Thursday of next week, let's add it there. And so now it's showing up on that day. So I love the ease of being able to push things forward, because as I think of to-do items, and I'll add them like basically all today, mostly. And then, as a day, yesterday I didn't do my vision board, so I might leave that there until I actually get to it. But usually I try to move it forward, so I'm still tracking. Probably end up trying to do that this weekend, but let me add it to Monday just in case. And it's really satisfying to be able to just click done. And I can add in little notes if I want to, but that's a hit and miss. I probably use that about 20% of the time. So that's the main way I do this. I love the quick and easy to do. I can track it on my phone. I can track it on my computer, which is mostly where I use this app in this view. And then the second main way I use it is time tracking. So I can go into here. So this is where I can, I've added all of these things individually, and I've added them as timers. So you see it's 0 minutes, but if you come down here, you can see today I've done 6 hours and 36 minutes of learning and organizing. And I'm currently on administrative, so I'm at 40 minutes into administrative. And this one right here, the create, is the only one that's set up as a Pomodoro. And if you know what a Pomodoro is, it's supposed to be really, really good for ADHD people. I don't use this feature in here, but it does have it, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. And basically what this does is if I hit play, I'm dedicating 25 ideas. I'll dedicate 25 minutes of my time to focusing on an item. And then after 25 minutes, it notifies me to take a break. And, excuse me. And then I'll, like I said, I don't really use that. But I do hit play and get these going. So right now I'm 41 minutes into this, and you can see on the side here, it's kind of showing this block of time that's being dedicated to this particular task. And this, honestly, it should be on creative. I think I changed it earlier because I was trying to make a video earlier. Pomodoro. Let's see how that goes. So there's one way to add time. The other way is if like I don't start, if I don't come here and I don't start my time, I can come in and add it later. So I can come in here and say, I'll pick a task, whatever that task is. So like stick with admin just so that we can stay with the familiar. And then I can go in, I can pick a date, I can pick a start time, and then pick an end time. And that's the time that you can, and I, sometimes I'll make notes as to what I spent my time on, but basically it'll block out that, it'll show me that I've worked on this for an hour and a half. So I can go back and add time later if I didn't start and stop. The other thing that happens is if I hit start, and if this happens pretty often, I'll forget to hit stop. I'll go off and start doing something else and I'll forget to hit stop. It stops after 12 hours. And it has a little notification that pops up, and it'll be, usually like on my phone or on my computer, wherever I'm at, I'll see that little 12 hours. Did you spend 12 hours on this? And I'll be like, oh shit, no. So I'll go and just change the time to however much time I think I spent on that. So 2 hours, 4 hours, a half hour, whatever it was, I can guesstimate how much time I ended up spending on that. The other way you can do it is through the task itself. So here's the view that I like to look at, but I can kind of pick one of these things and come over here to the side. There's a lot of options. Again, if you want to look at all the different options, there's other videos. These are just the way that I use them. I use this app every day, and this is another way to do this, which is start Pomo or start stopwatch. The other thing I really like is you can estimate how much time you think something is going to take. I definitely thought I was going to be doing this a lot more than I do. I don't, but in my mind, I will someday. But right now it has a stopwatch grayed out. I think that's because I have a Pomo going, so I can switch it over to this task, the Pomo that I'm currently doing. But usually you have an option to start a stopwatch, which will go until you stop it or it hits 12 hours, or a Pomo, in which case, you can set up the different times. You can say 15 minutes of focus time with 5-minute break, or however you want to do that. So I used to use this view quite a bit. So I would go and, here's some of the art items that I wanted to, get to. Oh my goodness. So I don't use it this way anymore. Like I said, all the to-dos are these quick items up here at the top, and then the time tracking. Now, what I really love about the time tracking is this. This is what it ends up looking like. Actually, hold on a second. Oops. So, statistics. So this is where I will be able to know where I spent my time, whether I need to charge my time to a certain thing, or I know how long a creative project took me, or whatever it is, it's usually just a way for me to know what I'm spending my time on and where to charge my time. So on this for the last week, you can make it for a day. So today I'm going over 8 hours. For the week, it's been 35 hours and 50 minutes. If I wanted to look at the month, I could look at that, and then I could expand these and see what projects and how long. So the administrative side of things have been 25 hours and 22 minutes this month, which is more than usual because I've been trying to figure out a new email system because Outlook has been been glitching on me, and trying to hone in some other like note-taking processes and stuff. So that is something I really like. I don't usually look at it through this window. I usually look at it through my phone, because it's just prettier and I like it better. So you have this view. You've got the records. You can go up and down and look at the different items. That's also in the other window. This is the time of day or time of week. This is what my week has looked like, my productivity through the week. Times that I've been doing stuff. The time of day, I tend to be working for most of the days. And this part right here I really like. Because I got this in December, I had started tracking time all the way from the beginning of this year. Now I know that if I had started in March and all of this stuff that was blank at the beginning, that would that would really bother me. So I'm really glad that I've been doing this since the beginning of the year. Now you can see some days like, okay, so these dark ones are, I think, 6 hours or more. And then I want to say these medium blue ones are 3 to 6 hours, or 1 to 3 hours. No, 1 to 3 hours. I don't know. Anyway, so the dark ones are the most time. The mid ones, this is 2 hours and 57 minutes. So it's probably like 1 to 3 hours or however much that is. And then the lighter one, 23 minutes. So that's probably like an hour or less. So you kind of get an idea of how much time you've spent on these different days. And, these areas right here, I was on a trip. I was out in the middle of nowhere. I was trying to do a electronic detox. So I wasn't tracking any of my time during that week. And then this one was another trip where I was just really, really busy and I didn't track anything that I was doing. Now I could have gone back later and added time in because I have an idea that I was working every day, or I was doing something every day, but I don't know, wasn't that important. It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would to have like these blank spots on this, but I usually just use it for my hours tracking. On my phone, I can set specific dates. So this only has like option for a day, week, month, and oh look, custom, there it is. Okay, it does have that option. So you can set a custom range to see where your time has been going for, if you wanted to check in the last 4 days or whatever. And those are the main ways that I use this. And I used to, those are the two main ways. This one is kind of an added part because I used to use it for this a lot, and I don't use it as much anymore. So here's like my supplements, right? So I take my vitamins I don't take them every day. There are some days that I did take them and I didn't track them, but there are also times that I really did forget. And you can see last month I'd kind of fallen off of using this for a little while. But for the most part this year, I've been tracking this aspect. I will say opening this app many times has been the reminder I needed to go and take my vitamins. But so my vlog was something I wanted to do every day. I wanted to spend time every day creating, these things I sporadically track. So it's nice to have it when I want to go on there and I want to get a click and I want to get that little hit of dopamine. But this is not one of the main ways. The two main ways are tracking my time and the calendar view that I can just quickly add to-dos and see where I'm at with those things. So those are the ways that I use Ticktick. It's one of the few things that I have really stuck with. This and OneNote, I would say, are the two that I'll probably just continue to use forever. I've been using OneNote since 2013, and I use it a little bit different than a lot of others, but or at least the ones that I see on YouTube. But this is something that I can see myself using for a long, long time because it just fits my personality that way. It's become really useful and really nice to be able to track things the way that I do within this app. And I definitely don't use all the features, even though it has a bunch of features that I've tried, spent a little bit of time on, and then, I just stopped using after a while. But these are the ways that I've consistently been using them. And hopefully, if you have my type of ADHD, this could be something that is helpful to you too. All right, cool, thanks.